I think it's wonderful the way that Mansfield embraces its autistic community. It's something I haven't seen anywhere else.
We're a very inclusive community, and certainly all of the businesses and all of the social activities and special events that happen here, our population are accepted as being a part of those things.
One of the reasons why Mansfield is such an accepting town with such a wonderful relationship with the Autistic Centre and the children, because they were at the grassroots. In 1965, our second son was born, and that initiated a change in our arrangements. It turned out after a year or two that he's autistic. And at that time, very little was known about it. We didn't know about autism ourselves, and very few other people did either. There were virtually no services, and we had to go to Brisbane to the unit of Professor Rendell Short for a feeding program for our son. And I was so inspired by all I learnt there that I came back to Victoria, gathered together a group of other families that I'd heard of with young autistic children, and in 1968, in December, we held our first family camp at the high school. We had a program which involved education for the parents, training for the children, and a very active recreational program for everybody. This had long-reaching effects because, having no funding, I relied a lot on local people for support. Our catering was done by local women's groups, CWA, Apex and Rotary Wives and so on, mothers' clubs. And all these people came in to serve the dinner at night and met the families and met the children. So this was really a wide coverage in the community of the problem of autism.
The whole concept Joan is responsible for, really. She initiated, with the diagnosis of her son, she initiated the family camp concept, and from there it developed that the families felt they needed more support throughout the year, so she came up with this idea of a travelling teacher. That itself demonstrates best practice now in the sense that it is family-centred, but it's also about teaching and learning in natural learning environments, so it makes sense to be supporting a child in their own local community, their school, their family. We've got 3 teachers from schools of origin here today, so there's a lot of that supporting the local community that exists around a child and trying to skill up people and increase their understanding, firstly, of autism spectrum disorders, but then to understand the specific difficulties of the individual that they work with, and to try and get the most out of what's possible for them. I guess focusing on their strengths and developing those, and looking creatively at other opportunities for them.
Thomas was working here when we came into the business in 2006, in June, and he's worked with us ever since. He's very capable and a very special part of our team because he's so reliable and he's always so friendly and happy to be at work, and we really enjoy having him working with us.
My name is Thomas Huber. That's my name actually, yes. I normally like doing the lawn mowing when it's nice fine weather normally, not when it's rain. Yeah, I like when it's moist and a lovely sunshine. Everybody
in Mansfield, I think, knows Thomas and Tim and a lot of the other boys. Not just that they work with other people, but they're involved with the football. They go to the football and the swimming club, and so they know a lot of people.
I'm Tim Mallows. I work here at the panel shop every Monday afternoons from 1:30 till I finish at 3 o'clock, then I have afternoon tea. Tom and I go to the football in the winter time, the Mansfield Eagles. That's my team.
Tim and Tom, in the meantime, have purchased their own home. They live in the town. They're involved in open employment and they've got also some minor supports still available to them, obviously, but they have social opportunities. They're involved in the swimming club. If they walk up and down the street, that everybody knows them, people say hi. They're just very much a part of Mansfield.
The fellows come down here 4 days a week. They go out as a work crew doing lawn mowing, rubbish removal and things like that. Two of the less able clients make concrete ornaments. They do that about 3 sessions a week. They also have craft activities, musical activities and art, which is probably one of the big money spinners as far as the boys are concerned.
That last top one is also mine. One of Carl and I washing down sort of the Holden Jackaroo, because we used to have a Jackaroo down at the autistic school a fair while ago.
They have exhibited in a lot of exhibitions, not only in Mansfield but also in Melbourne, and their work sells quite well, so that you might get $5 an hour for lawn mowing, but you can sell a picture for $350. So we're very proud of that work, and we do have a website for the Acorn artists. These services reach relatively such a small number of people. The travelling teacher service, I think, is serving now about 300 families with about the same number on the waiting list. Now, I think every child in Australia, and they're often in very remote areas, should be entitled to the same level of support. It's an intolerable burden trying to look after an autistic child without that guidance and backup.
Joan's quite visionary, and she has always been, I guess, a mentor and inspirational in that. Her thinking was way outside of its time, and what we do now and the focuses that we have, it's what we've been doing for 40 years really.
I feel that the services which are offered in Mansfield for autistic children are absolutely outstanding. They were a lifeline to me despite the fact that I was doing a lot of the organising. They still gave me enormous support when my child was young, and they're still supporting me today now he's an adult. I think every autistic child needs a teacher in their own home, getting in there and seeing what's really going on in the family.